OBS, why are you stuck on full screen? Go. Alright, let's get started. Chat popped out. Dashboard. Yep. Cool. Alright, that's working this time immediately. Awesome. Pop out chat. For YouTube. Popping out chat. Manager. Out chat. Right. Hold on. Pop up. Oh, hey, sleepy guest. Is that you, Nate? Sorry, I'm almost done with settings. I'm back. Hey, Nate. Alright, so, let me, your last message, I'm gonna respond to that, and then we're gonna go... Oh yeah, that skill to use a wand to gain power charges. That could be cool if you have that in, like, your offhand. I'm planning to offhand, like, a mace and a shield. I've been kind of lazy, but I want to offhand a mace and a shield so I can shield block and have leap slam on my bar. I haven't used leap slam, but I'm guessing it's just like get out of jail free card for movement. So, and then shield block's amazing. But my last outfit, I had a really sick looking outfit, and the little like shield on the back was completely ruining my aesthetic. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take off my shield. I should probably put it back on because this outfit doesn't matter at all. But aesthetics over form. Currently, only on mapping can I gain power charges. I don't actually gain power charges during boss fights. I have not seen a good way to get them. And it looks like a power charge just adds additional explosive damage on top of what a normal Bone Storm arrow does. And the explosion looks to be about the same damage as what a single shard does. So a power charge is like 5% more single target damage per charge. And that honestly doesn't seem like enough to care while dealing with a boss for the amount of effort you have to put in for it. The reason it's good in mapping is because it turns it into an AoE so that one projectile will hit more targets. Could be wrong though. Zombies? I'm currently not even running zombies. I could be. But once I'm in the Bone Storm range, they just don't move fast enough. I was using them at a point, like in Act 1 Cruel, because I hadn't fixed my tank. I hadn't bought some gear with like a bunch of health on it. So I was just dying, and having just any level of meat shields would prevent me from dying as much in mapping. But honestly, the best use for corpses is Detonate Dead. Even Unearth. It's on my bar, but I think Unearth is wildly undertuned right now. I mean, like it does no damage. That health bar didn't even move, right? So the actual cast does like no damage. The minions, I think don't do enough damage, even though you can get like 50 of them. Oh my god. They cast Corpse Explosion on me when I was reaching over for a tissue box. Fuck. Well, this is gonna suck. I had to stop and blow my nose. I was like, oh, my minions are gonna keep me safe, right? Nope. Something used Corpse Explode and just one-shot me. We had a cleaning crew at the house yesterday in a completely different segment of the house. And they used a bunch of, like, chemicals that I'm sensitive to. And today, me and my mom have just been sneezing nonstop. It's just like, see, Mom, told you. It's not good for me. Apparently not good for you either. Oh, yeah, early game. Unearth is amazing. Like, no, everything I said about Unearth is late game. I fucking loved Unearth for, like, Act 1 and 2. Oh my god, dude. It was great. So early game, what I did is, like, part of the reason my build is this way, like, most people would go up here and then come over, right? And eventually I'm going to do this, but until I got these recoup nodes, there was no reason for me to go up this line. And what I did early game, I came up here, got damage, and then I got this early chaos damage. So my Essence Drain was just, like, one-shotting any small mob. And you put Pierce on Essence Drain, otherwise it's completely unusable. Mob pathing is weird, and if you're trying to combo Essence Drain and Contagion, you need Pierce. Like, it is night and day. Later, you can replace it with Chain if you don't care about the hit damage, but early game, Essence Drain is also your single target damage, so... Alright, so you grab this chaos damage, and then you come over here and grab these chaos damage. And between this node, and the random a little bit of spell power you get here, you'll have like 100% more chaos damage. And everything just melts. Like from Act 1 to like the end of Act 2, you just press Essence Drain and then Contagion, and the whole map dies. with one cast. Around Act 2, you can switch off Contagion if you want, and run Scattershot and Chain on Contagion. Not Contagion, on Essence Drain. But it looks like you want to do the totem stuff, so you're gonna, not want to do that probably. Because if you're running the totem, you want Contagion as a debuff. But Contagion's damage doesn't scale well, so I literally used rank 1 Contagion for all of Act 2. And before I got rid of it. These cast speed nodes are also really great. And then I came down here and got this tank node, so I had like 50% armor for like Act 1 and 2, which really just kept me up, along with a bunch of energy shield. And then I went up here, and eventually I took this build and started transitioning to other forms of damage while leaving all of this in place. Which is why it was really easy for me to go up here. And then at some point, I took all of my chaos nodes out at once to get these cast speed nodes, this arcane surge node, and these nodes. I also got these nodes. They were not worth at the time. Don't rush these for Bone Storm. Which way did you start? Are you following a guide by any chance? Also, if you just start vendoring like literally everything, like all of these white items, I've just been picking up everything and taking the tax of going back to town to vendor. Lust for power. Yeah, so my goal was, that was an in-game build. Like, that was not my immediate thing to do with Lust for Power. But those nodes, here, all this stuff is really great for Bone Storm. Like, these are amazing for Bone Storm, but the problem is Bone Storm is just not good early. Dude, I feel you. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you're taking a long time with the campaign. Because I've been playing nonstop and I'm not done with the campaign. But it's partly because I've let myself learn along the way. If I had stuck with my chaos damage build, I'd probably be farther in the campaign now, even though relatively I'd be going slower, right? Because every time you need to change build, there is a hiccup. Like, when I changed to Bone Storm, I lost a lot of tank. And it was fine for, like, a whole act. But then suddenly it was like, I don't have enough to meet the DPS checks or the tank checks. And I was just getting absolutely plowed. Wow. Should have just looked at the map and... fuck is the right way? Oh my god, dude. Oh, it's under this thing. Okay. What the fuck? So... what? Oh, it's down over that thing. Okay. Like, I found, for example, Reavers. I found them to be completely useless earlier. They were just bad. It's better to just rely on Raging Spirits damage for minions during bosses, and then just use warriors just because they'd be alive more often. Get some on-earth minions up just to provide some backline tank. One of the things I need to do is take something from Diablo, where if you're not in combat, minions should sprint at like 200% move speed to be in front of you. If they're like warriors and stuff. That was actually something really nice they added to Diablo relatively recently that they would benefit from. So apparently there is a unique that changes your damage to be more chaos based. Um like it converts your chaos, all of your damage to chaos based on the number of undead minions you summon. So it's either 5 or 7%. I think it might be 7% per minion. So I think building around whatever that is would actually be like really cracked if you can land it. And honestly, with the trade site, you can probably just buy it because I don't even think it's a high level thing. So you could run like 5 warriors and then have all your Bone Storm do that, and it would be sick as fuck. Uniques do, like most of them are pretty low level, but you can get higher level versions of them or something. And I think the only thing that changes, like these gloves, look at this, only level 16. These were completely cracked. And I got these at like level 20 something, right? So, I mean, not AFK here with my headset off. The lightning resistance penetration is because I corrupted it. But if I got like a higher level version of this, instead of having 20 energy shield, it'd have like 50, but all the other stats are static. And actually those gloves really impacted my Bone Storm, because Bone Storm needs like a ton of attack speed or cast speed to be valid. I think I do want this armor break now. I think I'm tanky enough, but I could just get more tank. I think I just go more tank. I'm gonna do that. Grab all this tank. Huh. It's funny. You can probably like offset that cost by getting a bunch of yes, checkpoint. Ow. You can probably offset the cost of that by grabbing like a bunch of regen nodes or something and then just blast with lots of energy shield, but one of the things that I think I could benefit from is something like a database and just looking at all the possible uniques that you can get. Because I'm pretty sure if I just bought some of these uniques, like I could do crazy stuff that I'm not even considering. But yeah, these gloves are like why I didn't immediately switch over to Bone Storm and waited another like 10 levels to do it. Because Bone Storm needs a ton of attack speed or cast speed to be usable. Like you just can't use it at all until you have 60% attack cast speed. And it's completely not usable. It takes too long to charge, and you'll just like get hit or interrupted before you can do it. Oh, cast while channeling isn't in the game. Fortunately, I was really excited about it when I saw it. There's cast on critical, which I haven't confirmed if it can even proc more than once per spell. It might be able to, if you have enough cooldown. Yep, I was completely blown. Maybe they're considering it like part of their next class loadout. But like that's part of why I'm running so many Reavers right now. I was gonna do that crossover, but nope. I don't think they can. Otherwise, I'd be getting way more healing. Oh no, I'm starting to lag, and this is like one of the zones that's the most annoying to run through. Let me get done with this zone. I'm not going to go back to town until I get the next checkpoint, or waypoint. Okay, something's hitting me with a thing that I can't see off screen, so I'm gonna like just hang way back here. I have one of my on my first playthrough through the zone on the lower difficulty. I picked up these gloves and then immediately got killed from off screen. I was like, okay. Good thing I picked up the unique. Corpse Explosion is so good in this game. Detonate Dead. It's so freaking good. Think of that. One button, boom, everything's dead. Yeah, Raging Spirit Flame Wall is like ridiculously strong. Checkpoint? Yay, checkpoint.
Yes, drain away. Reveal yourself, Utzal.
I mean, I don't think you're gonna hate yourself restarting and doing that. What did you get, Grim Feast?
Be one there, take care.
What happened? Thank you.
Withered Presence.
Probably shouldn't do that here. Here to head. Anything. I'll take it. Don't eat anything colorful.
Quickly.
The drowned city awaits.
Yeah.
Beyond this.
Are you planning on doing Blood Mage or Infernalist. Gotcha. Well, just a heads up, you won't get like any value out of the Ascendancy for Blood Mage until Act 2 or 3. Cruel. Well, Act 1 or 2, Cruel. And you're actually not even going to put your Ascendancy points in. Like, you're gonna not put this point in until Act, like, 2 Cruel. Or maybe Act 1 if you've got a good Bone Storm build. It'll just kill you on boss fights. Really rough. It'll do more damage to you than the actual boss. And that's considering its healing. Yeah, it's so bad, dude. And then you're going to have to run into melee range with the boss to pick up the blood shards. Which means you have to build tank, which means your damage is going to be even worse. And all it does for that tank is make you less tanky because now you're in melee. Yeah, it's real bad. They definitely did not test the leveling experience with it, or it was a last-minute nerf. Like, my thought is that this might have been the first node, and so many people saw this and went, "Oh my god, Spell Leech!" And they were afraid people were gonna, like, choose this node and completely ignore Sangomancy, and they wanted A, testing on Sangomancy, and B, like, if this was an optional node, most people would just entirely skip it. They just get everything else. So, in order for this class to not overperform, right before early access, they made a swap to put Sangomancy here. This open source, I think might have used to been said, like, your dots can crit. And then it was either fundamentally problematic to actually implement, or it was overpowered. And they didn't know what to do, but they needed to have some kind of curse theme in this, so they switched it to infinite duration. So I think this was a last-minute swap, and this was a last-minute swap. Because, like, yeah. I also... Does Hexblax hit multiple times? Nobody... The third Ascendancy for all classes hasn't been... Isn't out yet. It's an early access thing. They just don't... Like, okay, we got 2 functional Ascendancies. We'll work on the third later. Let's go to the next class. But yeah, if Hexblast doesn't hit a target multiple times, I don't think it's going to work for Blood Mage. I think it's just not even going to have a chance. And the reason is, every 2 seconds you need to generate a crit to make a Blood Orb on bosses. Or Blood Shard, or whatever you want to call it. These things. When you're fighting a single target boss with no ads, which is most of them. Or not enough ads. You basically have to keep generating crits in order to ensure you can get back your life costs. No! Fuck. These things despawn too quick as well. Okay, do those projectiles hit the same target to the shotgun? Probably yes. And then it's only going to be like 3, right?